Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise, and we are your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, health, wellness, and sex.
Mostly sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place.
We always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did.
Yep.
Whoa. Do we have a interesting show
We always
today?
do. But first, you know what today is?
I do.
Do you tell me? It's November 7th.
It is November 7th, and everywhere I've been going today, every female I've met has been asking me out somewhere to meet them, to go here,
You wish.
to go there.
You wish.
Oh, I know. I
you
know.
Don't. You
Why
wish.
is that? Am I that attractive? Am I
Because-
that sexy? Am I that handsome?
I'm going to just tell you something. You're all that.
Ah, damn
You're
right.
all that.
Damn right.
Okay, but here's what it is. An American folk event. Sadie Hawkins Day. That's why.
Oh, Sadie Hawkins Day.
Listen, Sadie Hawkins Day, actually. It's a pseudo-holiday that originated in Al Cap's classic hillbilly comic strip. Remember this one? Little Abner?
Lil Abner loved it.
Little Abner was from 1934 to 1978. And this little comic strip inspired real world Sadie Hawkins dances. And that's where girls ask boys out. So you being a boy, the girl would have to come ask you out. But let me just tell you
It's
something.
been happening a lot today.
Yeah. You wish. But anyway, I actually, when I was in high school, we had a Sadie Hawkins dance, and it was a major event. And I remember my outfit, coolest outfit. Okay, let me just tell you how cool my outfit was. Black pants. I could wear it today with a black and magenta. The magenta was glittery, striped, top with shoulder pads, big puffy sleeves. Okay, just because it was so cool, and black boots. Okay, because this guy Lenny said, and he was very, 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 very gay. And he said to me, Elise, you want to keep everything in one line. Okay, and I do that to this day. I'm always in solid black, one line, so that you should look like a Twizzler, a piece of licorice. But anyway, which I never looked like a Twizzler, but I mean, hey, one can wish. But anyway, I asked Craig to that. Craig, my high school
Craig,
sweetheart,
yes.
whose birthday, by the way, was November 1st. Happy 50th birthday to you, Craig.
Happy birthday, Craig.
Anyway. So, what are we talking about besides Sadie Hawkins?
Oh, we're talking about so much today. So much today. We're going to be talking about how...
That sounds good.
We're going to be talking about how men and women crave sex at different times of the day and evening.
Oh.
And also, where the tradition of a guy takes a woman out to dinner.
Well, that's the tradition. It's a tradition for anybody to take anybody out for dinner, I would think. But, okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because women feel more romantic on a full stomach.
Women feel more romantic on a full stomach?
Yes, they do. We're going to talk a whole lot about that.
I think it depends on the woman. Stop looking at me like that.
I did the research.
I'm telling you. Okay. Whatever you say, sir.
That, as long as we got that straight.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But first...
First what?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the incredible link between breastfeeding and your baby's intelligence.
Huh. Okay. Talk to me about it. I'm curious.
Well, okay. Now, there's never really been a debate that breast milk, provides babies with the nutrients and the immunities that,
That they need.
Right, and that no formula can match perfectly.
To mother's milk.
That's right.
That is the truth. I agree with you there.
And there are studies out there that found that formula-fed babies in developing countries are 14 times more likely to die within the first 6 months of their lives than their breastfed counterparts.
Okay, I understand that in a developing country. Not necessarily in our country, though.
Okay.
I'm going to just be very honest. Both of my children were not breastfed. They were not. They were both formula fed. and they both thrived beautifully. They were both extremely healthy. They're both brilliant, as you know, and I don't know that anything could have been better or worse.
Did they ever have diaper rash?
Very rarely.
Well, if you breastfed, they would have never had diaper rash.
I don't know, because I have
Were
friends.
were they ever colic?
No, neither of my children were colic.
Very lucky, very, very lucky.
I was very blessed.
Breastfed children, no colic.
All breastfed children? Do you know what colic is?
I do.
I'm about to get a little colicky right now for you. Okay, all right. So according to this study, okay,
according to this study, breastfeeding provides other advantages as well.
I believe that that's a wonderful thing. I mean, breastfed babies, I mean, breast milk, they say nothing is better. I agree that that's probably true.
All right.
However,
well,
I also do agree there's a reason for formula.
Okay.
Not everybody can breastfeed.
That's right. Lazy mothers.
Is that what you really believe?
I do.
That is absolutely not the truth.
Okay. Then tell me the truth.
Okay. The truth is that I actually tried to breastfeed and it didn't work. And that can happen. And
Clogged plumbing?
It wasn't about clogged plumbing. Actually, unfortunately, I mean, and I have the paperwork to prove it from the doctors. You know what? I'm about to bash your face in, okay, Mister who has had never.
I have
breastfed.
6 illegitimate children. I know all about
and you
it.
did not do anything for any of those kids. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe that we're going to have this. Okay, go on.
Well, okay. Science, I'm talking about science here, has just linked breastfeeding with higher intelligence scores.
Okay, but let me ask you something. Why is there formula? And it's not about lazy mothers. Why is there formula? There are some reasons why a child cannot be fed by their mother.
There was no formula 100 years ago.
That is true.
So and the country did just fine 100
And
years
I'm
ago.
sure there were
Probably
a lot
better
of-
then than now.
I'm sure there were a lot of deaths, like you said.
All over the world, there's no formula.
That is correct. And you just said so yourself that what is the percentage of life and death? Looking
It's
back.
14 times
Because
more
there
likely.
are some situations, unfortunately, that a woman cannot breastfeed. And it has nothing to do with laziness sometimes. Sometimes it is,
Okay.
but sometimes it's not.
Well, in a study conducted by the Federal University of Pelotas in Brazil, a group of 6,000 new mothers were interviewed in 1982 regarding their plans to breastfeed.
Okay.
Now, the children were followed all the way to age 30.
Okay.
30 years they kept in touch with these kids. And breastfeeding was positively associated with performance and intelligence at 30 years old, as well as education, school achievement, and higher monthly incomes.
So let me ask you something. Were you breastfed?
I was.
So what happened?
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
The findings of the study revealed that children who had been breastfed for a period of at least 1 year had higher intelligence
Oh, cool.
and a 20% higher than average income. Now, the researchers believe that one reason for this difference may be that breast milk contains a high quantity and quality of long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids. They're the LAPUFAs. They're LAPUFAs.
They're crucial for brain growth and development.
That's right.
I know.
And the formula companies are putting in these polyunsaturated
And
fatty
you get
acids.
these same fatty acids in shellfish and salmon, and
That's correct.
Yeah,
you
and-
just know so much.
well, actually, my kids grew up on lobster and salmon.
Oh, excuse me.
They did. I
and,
always
and
made
a
sure.
Jamaican accent.
Yes, they did have that. I know. I had a Jamaican nanny. What do you want from me? All right.
Well, in a separate study, and this was back in 2013, and it was published in JAMA Pediatrics, it was found that breastfeeding for longer periods of time in a child's life was linked with improved verbal and nonverbal intelligence.
Wow. But there are children that are formula fed that also get the proper nutrients, that also are very, very bright, also do very, very well. I mean, you can't possibly say that only children that were breastfed do well and other children don't. You can't say that because that's not true.
I say the breast is best.
I'm sure that you believe that.
What do you think? Because I know you're going to tell me.
What I think is...
You think the breast is best too?
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on the circumstance. I absolutely believe that. And it's a very, very controversial subject. And I believe that whatever's going to work for the child, whatever's going to be best based on what you and your doctor come up with, I believe that's what's best.
Well, I believe if you can and you are ready and willing and able,
then you should.
You should.
I agree with you. But sometimes you can't.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Well, okay. I guess I'm not going to win this discussion.
No.
But what I will tell you is that men and women do crave sex at different times. And that we also have an optimum sex time.
That's a fun fact that you actually think that we have an optimum sex time.
Well, all right.
Okay. I you know what? I'm going to go with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
Thank
you know
you so much.
I'm not going to argue with you about sex. Breastfeeding is one thing. Sex? Okay.
All right. I'm going to ask. Okay, Mike, do you normally crave like late night sexy time, or are you the type that wakes up ready to start the day with a bang?
I'd probably say wake up.
All
yeah,
right.
wake up ready to go.
Okay. See that? According to a new study, what time you want to have sex may depend on whether you're a man or a woman.
Okay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did I just contribute a good thing to that study?
Yes, you did.
Very
yes, you
interesting.
Did. There's a sex toy brand called Love Honey.
Love Honey?
Yeah, you're familiar with that. I know, Elise. You're familiar with that brand. I know. Anyway, they conducted a survey of over 2,300 people and found that women prefer to get it on from about 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., where men feel more frisky from about 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Really?
And there you go. And Mike
right.
just proved
And
it.
there you have it.
Mm-hmm. Now, according to this study, the optimum sex time for women is 11:21 p.m.
That's very specific.
Very specific. And for men, it's 7:54 a.m.
That is a riot.
That's actually around when I woke up this morning.
See there? And you're
so
ready
that's
to go.
that's why today.
That is a riot. That they're so that they can narrow it down to the minute.
Yes, they did. Now, Helen Mirren, we all know Helen Mirren.
Mm-hmm.
She actually, when she was, she's probably...
She's a dame.
One of the biggest, she's a sex symbol. Mm-hmm. She is almost 70 years old and still a sex symbol.
She's beautiful. And
it turns out, and from her very first movie and every other movie after that where they talked her into taking her clothes off, she was very, very uncomfortable with her body and her sexuality. But when she turned 60, things actually changed for her.
Wow.
And she became more sexually aware, more sexually comfortable. And she actually sets her alarm an hour early in the morning so she can have sex with her husband for, I think they've been married since like 1997, I think.
Wow.
And they have a little morning romp in the morning right before they go to work.
How nice is that?
That's wonderful.
Starting your day off right.
You start the day off right.
Beautiful.
So anyway, I want to know because, I mean, Helen Mirren is a star, but I want to know who these women are that are raring to go on that late. Okay, do they have jobs?
You know what's interesting? It's funny. You know how some people will say, "Oh, well, you're a night owl or you're this or that." Yeah. Huh. Very interesting.
Well, what I would like to do is request a new survey that deciphers which nights of the week these people feel lusty. Is it weeknights, weekends?
I.
Yeah, well, I've slept right through my optimum sex time all week, damn it.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
So, anyway, so if the sexes want to get it on at completely different times, how is anyone actually getting any? The survey showed that people do tend to pair up with partners that do have similar sex drives.
Yes. Yes, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And, the report also says that only 2/3 of women, want sex as much as their partner.
I guess it depends on the woman.
Where are these women?
It depends.
I definitely believe that there's a time of the day that men versus women are biologically more prone to be horny. But, the exact number on the clock that we can count on every day, I don't know about that.
That's just a funny study.
Yeah,
this
really
is a very funny study, Anthony.
Yeah.
Leave it to you. Leave it to you.
Well, and I guess part of that is, women, dinners, romantic time. And
yeah, you were saying something before about women feeling more romantic on a full stomach.
Oh, yes.
What is that?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
All righty.
Because I don't understand that.
Well, you want a date, you go on a date, take a lady out to dinner.
Right.
A nice bottle of wine.
I can understand having a glass of wine and eating something, but getting full and then feeling romantic on a full stomach, I don't see.
Not a bloated stomach.
No, full.
Okay.
But full. I mean,
so we're talking about full, not stuffed.
Okay. But still.
I'm still talking about bringing them back to your place after that dinner and bottle of wine. And
okay. All right, but why after a full stomach? What is the difference? What does that make?
All right. This is like a new study from researchers at Drexel University.
Okay.
And they offer some advice on taking your girl out to dinner. And it just so happens that women are more likely to feel romantic on a full stomach.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can understand when you're eating something. I mean, you don't want to be hungry or feel hungry, because you're not going to feel romantic.
Right. Then you act like a wolf and just tear, you might wind up tearing their skin off.
Yeah. Okay. If you're hungry, you might want to tear their skin off, but that's a little Jeffrey Dahmer for me. But aside from that, when you do eat, your blood sugar is balanced and your brain levels of serotonin are, balanced. And so you can start increasing sexually. I can understand.
You're comfortable.
I can understand that. A full stomach, again, eat a little bit. I get that, so that you feel balanced and you have that level feeling. But I don't know. The full stomach cracks me up still, because when I think of a full stomach, I'm full.
Nobody eats as much as you do.
Oh, that's not true. I don't eat that much. Don't say these things about me. You know I don't eat that much. Stop it. We share.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the study published in this online journal called Appetite. Now,
okay.
It sounds like a blast. Doctors fed women and showed them romantic pictures. Then they measured the levels of their brain activation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. All right. Well, just what I said. Basically, they're not thinking about food. They don't have to think about food because they've been fed.
That's right.
So I get it. Okay. That's completely different. Okay.
Now, this is the interesting thing.
Okay.
And,
I can't wait to hear the interesting thing. Come on.
Okay.
You're building us up.
Women with a history of dieting who are at the most risk for future obesity also had the strongest reward reaction to food.
What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
It means they had stronger reactions to food like chocolate cake as opposed to carrots. So in other words, chocolate makes women feel more romantic than carrots.
Well, chocolate, again, gives your brain a boost, a different kind of boost. It's almost like it's that high. You know how much I love chocolate and I can't eat it anymore, but you know that I do love it, and you know the reason why. I mean, it's a feel-good kind of thing. You know how sometimes we would share those little Godiva chocolates and love them, you know, and we're like drooling all over because it's so delicious? We don't do that anymore. Now I do eat the carrots. But aside from that, you can surely understand why you would want chocolate over a carrot.
Of course.
Okay, think about it.
Well, women with a history of dieting respond more dramatically to food.
Yes, I can understand.
Remember
that.
I said homely girls, heavy girls tend to be
More appreciative.
Yes.
Yes.
And they happen to be better lovers.
They're not better lovers. When you're homely, you are not a better lover. I don't care who you are.
You try harder.
Let me just tell you something. When you're homely, you're introverted. Please stop it now before I slap you. I can't stand you today. Oh, my God.
Well, this study supports those findings as well as
Not the findings that a homely girl is a better lover. Listen, you beautiful ladies out there. Don't let him make you feel insecure.
What about the
Stop it.
homely women? And I want you to feel more secure about
Listen,
yourself. You are all
I
beautiful
want
inside.
Everyone to feel beautiful inside and out. And that's what we do at Anthony Vincent Salon. Regardless of what the outside is, the inside is always beautiful to us. And we will always, always help you glow. But
She had to get that commercial in, didn't she, Mike?
I always do.
So, once again, this study supports the findings as well as a shared neurocircuitry for food and sex.
Good pronunciation there, you. Like it.
So, if you're not a calorie counter, don't worry. Women who have never dieted were also feeling very romantic vibes right after eating their chocolate cake.
Yes, you skinnies out there, you eat that chocolate cake and you eat it a lot. Okay, you need to eat that.
And then you'll be chubby and know what it feels like to want, and you'll be much more appreciative to your man.
I can't stand when you do that. I just can't. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, what else you got, you?
Well, I'm not done yet.
Okay, we're still on the oh gosh.
Okay, so it's a good thing you could afford to go out to dinner, to feel full, to feel romantic, to feel sexier. But did you know that your sex life and your bank account have a lot more in common than you might think?
This I actually do know.
You do know this.
Yes. And here's my thought. Before you actually tell me anything about it, here's my
You're
thought
gonna
on
tell
this.
me.
Well, I'm going to just see about this. This is what I'm thinking. I think that when you are in a relationship, a sexual relationship that's very satisfying, I think that you feel better about yourself. I think that you feel fabulous. And I think that when you're feeling that way, you're accomplishing more. And when you accomplish more, you work harder and you make more money. And that's just what I think, but I'm not 100% sure. So tell me what your study says.
Well, okay. Researchers from the Ruskin University in the United Kingdom, they conducted a study in which they examined the effect of adult sexual activity on wages, and the results were very, very surprising.
Okay.
There's a blog called Mind Body Green, and it reports that data was collected from about 7,500 Greek citizens, focusing on a correlation between work wages and the rate of sexual activity. Now, the idea behind this research is that sexual activity, health indicators, and mental well-being may be thought of as part of an individual set of productive traits that do affect the wages.
Wow. See that?
And, there's,
See that? Wait. What do you think? See that?
well, that makes sense to me. It's all about confidence.
Told you. So you see? Okay. Uh-huh. Come on, give it to me. Give me
right.
that. Come on.
Alrighty. So, and
Notice how he won't give it to me.
so, go to this article. This is really very interesting. It's thedailybeast.com, and it's an article called "More Sex Means More Money."
See? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. This study claims that people with a higher rate of sexual activity will feel higher rates of happiness, which will lead to productivity in the workplace.
Uh-huh.
Thus, the result is in higher wages.
Who's smart?
You are smart,
See that?
but you're beautiful too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now, people need to be loved sexually and non-sexually by
Absolutely,
others.
because when you're not, you can feel lonely and depressed, and
that makes a whole bunch of
it makes a whole
bunch of
big
bad
difference in your life with everything.
Yeah, and, in the absence of these elements that we're talking about, people become susceptible to loneliness,
I told you.
social anxiety,
See that?
depression. Yeah, you're absolutely.
Yep, it's all right there.
Yeah, all the factors that affect
All right
your
there
working.
in my head. That was good. That was really good. Good study. Good study.
Yeah.
So everybody have more sex.
Yes.
You'll be glad you did. And so will your bank account.
It won't instantaneously make you richer. Still,
But you'll be happier and you'll feel better. So get off your computer. Stop
and
watching
get on
those,
the bed or the
stop
floor
watching those
or the
silly
backyard.
TV shows and do something.
That's right. It's still nice to know the benefits of, of a
Hey, and mostly it's free, depending on who you are.
That's right. Reach outside a happy relationship. So turn off that TV and get it on. Your wallet will thank you later. What's it say? What's in your wallet?
Yeah.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got static? Does your hair fly away? Prioritize and winterize. Spritz your hairbrush, comb through, and now you're ionized. Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous, guys.
Fabulous. And what are we going to talk about today?
We're lucky enough to have a young person right here in the studio with us. Dina, do you want to ask him some questions?
Yeah.
Definitely, Mike. So now that you're working on your credit, how is your budget coming along?
Just budgeting my money out for planning all my payments and loans and all that.
Yes.
It's very basic right now. I definitely think I need to spend more time on figuring things out, but I've been very good with saving and budgeting my money just for little payments here and there.
So do you actually create goals for yourself that are concrete and write them down?
I do. I probably should write them down. I have kind of broad goals right now, just kind of save a little here and there and slowly build it up. Just kind of the basic principle, which maybe I should get more specific with it and about certain amounts each month I should have to maybe spend towards some other things.
Well, actually, you definitely need to write it down because goals are not going to be obtained unless you do write them down.
Mm-hmm.
And usually what I do is separate those goals into the short term, medium term, and long term.
Mm-hmm.
So when I define short term, and tell me if this is something that's relatable to you, I say short term is 1 to 5 years. And then 5 to 10 years would be your medium term. And then 10 plus is long term.
Yeah.
So for you at your age, right, you could probably sit there and say, okay, my short term, I want.
Oh, God. My short term, right now, the biggest thing on my mind is getting rid of my student loans as soon as possible. Now, I have that 10-year plan, and obviously I can pay it off faster than that. So I want to get rid of my, you said 1 to 5 years for short term. So that's my one goal, actually. I want to get rid of my student loans in 5 years at the most. So that's probably my big short term goal. And I've been focusing on that. I've actually budgeted my money all around my student loan payments.
That's excellent. So you know that exactly when it will be paid by the fifth year, the end of the fifth year.
Yeah, it's probably the one thing I've budgeted out, actually. So that's the one that I really focused on. Now I think I should probably broaden that as well. 'Cause
Yeah, so-
retirement, I actually haven't really been thinking about at all, like when it comes to saving money for that and all that. So
That's hard for somebody your age, isn't it?
it's really hard because, I mean, some guy told me way back, he's like, you should start right now because you can put little pieces towards it and it really works out in the end if you start early.
Exactly. And you probably were like, oh, that's so far away. I can't even think about that, right?
Oh, it sounds wise, but also really tough, you know.
Well,
for
because
me.
it's hard to think that far in advance. But think about when you were 10. Did you think 24 was really old also?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right? So when you look at 24 to 64, it seems like an eternity. But trust me, the people here that you're looking at, we didn't think retirement was going to be around the corner either.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you should be I hate that word should, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But one of the things that you really need to look at is the best ways to start saving for retirement and other long-term goals. Now, you have some medium-term goals probably in the middle there as well.
Yeah.
Because you're living at home, or
I am living at home right now. Currently want to slowly get out of the house at one point. Kind of like the student loans are the short term, and then after that is kind of live on my own. I guess kind of life goals is live on my own and maybe, you know, wife and children have enough to start a family, really. Even if I don't have someone with me, just have a family budget.
building
really.
a nest egg,
Yes, exactly.
right,
Yep.
for the future. And so what you could do is, if you were sitting down with me formally, we would say, okay, well, let's look at what the cost of living would be if you were just on your own. I did that with a 20-year-old recently. And he's still living at home. He says, I really want to get out of the house. That's my number one goal. And I'm saying, well, how are you going to get out of the house? He says, well, this is how much money I'm making. This is what kind of debt I have. This is how much, you know, I think it's going to cost me. And when we looked at what he's spending living at home, I said, you better go home and kiss your mama and thank her because you can't live on your own based on what you're spending living at home.
Oh, yeah. I definitely know that since I live at home, I take advantage of it at times where it's like, oh, I have this extra money, so maybe I could treat myself to some extra food here, when if I was on my own, there's no way I could do that.
Right. And learning to live within your means, we always talk about that. That is so important, is learning to live within your means. I mean, because you are in a unique situation. You don't realize how unique it is, where you could save almost 100% of your pay based on, except for the bills that you're paying out. If maybe you're paying a car payment or not sure what you're paying, but
Not paying a ton, actually. The student loan is actually the big one.
right.
Yeah.
And so that is good that you're focusing on getting that paid off and get it done. I mean, if you stay focused on that and you get that done and get that out of the way, then really all the rest of your money should be going toward those other medium-term and long-term goals. And you're right, that other smart person that told you to save a little bit of money for retirement.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely encourage you to do that right away.
He said even like, I think I was 20 years old at the time. He said even if you just put $20 a month towards it, and it sounds like such a small amount, it builds up fast when you start early.
Oh, definitely. I can tell you that if you started a Roth IRA, which is going to grow for you
That's
tax-free.
exactly what he told me to start. He said a Roth IRA. I was about to say that. He's like, that's one of the big things to do is start a Roth IRA.
Yes, yes. I've done that for my own daughter, who's going to be 21. And if you start a Roth IRA today and you put whatever it is, $20, $50 a month, and have it go automatically, you know, don't try to write a check for it.
Yeah.
Have it come automatically from your checking account into a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is going to grow tax-free forever. So whatever you invest that money into is going to grow tax-free for your entire life. It'll come out tax-free when you need it. And the other thing with a Roth that's better than a traditional IRA is that, you know, when it's time to buy your first home, you could use that money for that. And so it'll be tax-free growth until you get to that point. And there's other things that you can use, you know, I wouldn't say the whole amount because I wouldn't want you to withdraw everything and then start over, but at least have a additional cushion for those other expenses that come up.
So it's like there to be safe in case I really need it, but also I can let it just sit there and really grow for the future and just enjoy some luxuries maybe in the
future. But you want to make sure that you're getting the proper investments in them as well, because you don't want to just go to the bank and start a Roth IRA, you know, CD or something that's going to earn you 0%. So you have to do a little bit more research and figure out what the best thing to do is. And I can certainly help you with that, or go
Yeah.
back to that other smart person that you were talking about.
Yeah. No, I mean I love it because you're giving me all these basic skeletal, basics to expound upon and research more. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
So keep working on that, and we'll talk more.
Take control of your finances. Don't let them take control of you. DCAlexander.com.
Consult with Dina today. You'll be glad you did.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm not really, into the Instagramming and Facebooking and all
Well,
that.
social media, it's
the
very
social
important.
media. I know it's very, very important.
I
You're
do
an
it all the
expert at
time.
it.
I do it all the time. I do it for us at the salon, and I do it for myself. But why? So why are you bringing it up, though?
Well, I was flipping through my phone and looking at kind of stuff and just kind of playing around to familiarize myself with what we do. And I come across something called thigh reading.
I'm blank right now.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What is thigh reading?
Okay. Women are posting pictures of their thighs.
I have never seen any woman's thigh. I mean, I've seen like their whole body, but I've never seen just pictures of somebody's thighs.
Okay.
I don't understand what thigh reading is.
Here, let me pull up something here for you. Okay, so here we go. Here's a picture of a woman's thighs. You see the stretch marks in her
Yes.
thighs here?
Yes.
Okay. The latest hashtag to take over Twitter. The latest hashtag to take over Twitter is hashtag thigh reading.
Really?
Yeah, it's a spin on palm reading.
Wow.
But instead of reading the lines on your hands, women are reading, the lines on their inner thighs.
Huh.
The term was coined by that Twitter star at Princess Labia.
Oh, underscore labia. Okay.
Okay. Now, the term...
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. She posted a picture of her stretch marks
yes.
last July. Oh,
Right, this past
July.
July. And the tag has taken off on both Twitter and Instagram.
wow.
And hundreds and hundreds of women are posting pictures of their own little marks.
Oh, wow.
in
And
their
they're
thighs.
just embracing their own imperfections.
Yes, the pictures
Wow.
are gorgeous. And, usually women are, spending some really serious money,
Trying to cover this up,
to
yeah.
cover it up. Yeah, but no, they are putting it out there for everybody to see.
Wow.
And the replies and the comments on the pictures are very, very inspiring.
Well, I think it's important to be comfortable with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily, I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily agree with all of that. I'm I guess a little bit, I don't know. That's a little bit much for me. I don't think that you should be posting, personal pictures like that.
Well, it's nothing dirty, sexy, or inappropriate. It's
I guess it
your
depends.
thighs.
I guess. Well, it depends on how high they go on their thighs and what they're showing. But, and I also do, again, I find that to be a little personal. However, I think it's important to embrace who you are and not concern yourself if you have a stretch mark. There are reasons for that.
That's right.
There are reasons for stretch marks. And models and Christy Brinkley will tell you there are reasons for stretch marks, even though her, whatever she may have had, she had children, and she, her age, and she had, marks, and I'm sure they were covered up.
I love Christy Brinkley. I don't care what mark she has.
Exactly. I love her too. I don't care either.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is, you see these models in Vogue and all of the magazines, and you see them and there's not a mark on them, but they're airbrushed.
They're airbrushed, yeah.
Exactly.
We know that.
So I love that women are embracing themselves, and it doesn't matter if you're thin, if you're chunky, whatever you are, just embrace yourself, of course. I'm hesitant to actually put photos out that would be that personal, but I can certainly understand, and I think it's wonderful that they embrace that.
Yeah, and the pictures are very inspiring. Even if women
Well, they're
aren't-
real.
Yeah, they're real. Yeah,
And
they're
that's what's
absolutely
nice.
real.
They're real.
And even if you're not comfortable sharing your own picture, these women are cheering on those that do
that
post
are sharing
that.
them. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes,
wonderful.
they are. And they're adding pictures of cellulite, dimples, bruises, bite marks.
Well, the truth is that happens. Life happens, especially the bite marks. But life happens. You know? I thought you'd get a rise out of that one.
Well, how do you bite your own thigh? I don't know. I'm not that.
You don't, Anthony. You don't bite your own thigh. Oh.
A dog, your cat, your ferret. I don't know.
Your partner. Anyway.
Oh, you dirty mind, you.
I was not being dirty. I was just being real.
Oh, yes, you're real. Well, these,
Could be your wolf, too.
The pictures, feature mostly the inner thighs, outer thighs, and other body parts that really haven't received much love in the past.
A good belly there.
Yeah,
that
so
belly pose.
Here's another shot. Some actually really large thighs.
Yeah.
But if you look at the picture, that's a beautiful picture.
It is.
In spite of, the Nicki Minaj thighs there, who I happen to think is pretty hot. I like Nicki Minaj.
I'm sure you do.
So, and even some celebrities have embraced their stretch marks, like Chrissy Teigen. Let me see where she at. She's, let's see, there she is right here. Look at the bruises that she has on her inner thighs. That's Chrissy Teigen right there. And, the movement, and especially with the celebrities, brings on more acceptance of all the unique traits that make us us.
And we're us too.
That's right. And we're great. Why?
Because we're us. That's right.
So anyway, so now that you have these, these pleasantly worn thighs, and you've got some movement and some stretch in the thighs. You're not real tight. I wonder if these girls can pee standing up. Now, that may sound a little odd and a little bizarre.
My mouth just fell open.
Well, this is...
Because why?
Well, it sounds bizarre, but guys can be sitting down, but few people realize that girls can actually stand up while doing their business.
He got me. He got me. See that, Mike? All you had to do was talk about a girl standing and peeing at the same time.
He got you good.
Peeing,
He got me too.
Wow,
Me too.
yeah.
See, did you know where I was going with this?
No,
I don't think anybody
I
did.
didn't think you were going with that.
No,
at
well,
all.
I'm going to tell you.
Tell us.
There are a lot of devices on the market to help you go. And these items are...
Can I ask a question here? Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, I understand, and I hope this doesn't sound gross to anybody. I understand how a guy can stand peeing up and get a stream, a good, clear stream going on there. But, I am just curious on how a woman would stand up. I mean, I know we can squat, we can do all kinds of things, but how do you stand up like a guy and pee in a toilet? I don't.
You just said something. Now you will only hear this information, and this is
because
true,
I can't believe
viable information. You just talked about squatting.
Yes.
Now we talked about squatting on our show months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe last year.
Right.
And I just recently was watching the Shark Tank.
Right.
And there is a product that...
Oh, the squatty potty.
The squatty potty that is
See
now...
how I just stole your thunder?
No, you didn't. You didn't. This squatty potty was taken on by the sharks, and they're making millions of dollars on this thing. And when we first spoke about it, people said to us, what kind of information are you're putting out there?
Right.
We are putting out great information, Mike. That's what we're doing.
Oh, we
here.
always do. Always
That's
do.
right. And
Might sound crazy, but he always do.
sounds
so
crazy. We are
excited.
so ahead of our time.
Yeah, and ahead of ourselves.
And
yeah.
ahead of ourselves. And you hear it first on this show. So you may have heard of the devices on the market that will help you go. Called Go Girl.
Go Girl.
Sanifem.
Okay.
P-Style. Whiz Freedom.
Whiz Freedom.
The Shiwi. and the sheeness.
The sheeness?
Yes.
The sheeness.
The sheeness
Are you kidding
is
me?
a real product.
Sheeness. Oh, boy.
SHEENIS.
Of course it is. Of course.
Now, all of these devices are shaped like a funnel to help girls have a stream that points the urine away from
Okay,
them.
but what's the reason for that?
Well, campsites, you're on a trip, you're on the highway, you're nowhere near a bathroom.
And then you're holding a little device that's filled with your pee that you then have to clean. And where are you going to clean that? In the stream? I mean, what? I don't get it.
Okay, well, what I am talking about is now you can actually recreate that stream without any device.
Oh my gosh. Well, would you look at this? Okay, go. So
Now-
how do you do that?
Okay, and remember, you heard it first here. And this is
I'm
this
hearing
is
it
a
first
real
here,
thing.
too.
This is a real thing.
How lucky are we, Mike?
When
Now-
he said without the devices, he just got me.
Yeah, we're just both staring
He's
at
leading
him.
me
Okay.
places that I just keep assuming
And you
the wrong
never
thing.
thought you'd go, right?
No,
Okay. All right. Let's hear it, Anthony. Give it to
Okay.
us.
Okay. Now, it is easier to do it with a skirt.
Okay, but for me, okay, you know that I don't wear skirts.
All right.
So how is it that I can do this?
Okay. What you'll do is first, you bend your knees slightly. You arch your back and you thrust forward. You thrust your hips forward. Use your fingers
Oh my gosh.
to part
I can't
or
even.
spread apart your inner labia to create a controllable stream.
This is not even believable. The visual that we are having right now is not even believable.
This is real stuff. I am not making this up.
I believe you. I see it. I see the study.
Now, when you are going, keep going. Don't stop.
Okay, and just so everybody should know, this is actually real and it's from the Alternative Daily. So I just want everybody to know this.
Yeah, this is a published,
Yes.
a published
article.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
from the Alternative Daily. So everybody needs to know that.
Yeah. So what you do is you keep going. You don't stop urinating and push out that last little bit that you have instead of letting it drip. And what's interesting is that this technique helps you to urinate standing up in a way that minimizes germs. It is effective. It reduces the risk of coming into contact with your own urine. And if you practice hovering over a toilet, once you get the hang of it, you will be able to use this trick on camping trips. And
If you camp.
if you camp, well, you're going on a long trip. There's no rest stops. You go off in the.
Okay, I can understand. I can understand. Honestly, you have to go to the bathroom. You're in the car, whatever, and you don't want to use that on the side gas station.
Ugh,
and you
gross,
certainly
gross,
don't.
gross.
Yeah, you can just
Who
die
knows
breathing.
what
just
you can catch.
breathing in there is bad for your lungs. I would imagine sitting down on anything would be awful.
That's right.
And just in case you can't squat, also, not everybody can squat. But besides that, I can certainly understand. So this is definitely something that I think you ladies really look it up. Can you pee ladies, girls, pee standing up? Just look it up. Alternative Daily, the Alternative Daily, amazing. It really does say it all.
That's right. Now, of course, we can't talk about urinating on this show without talking about pooping.
Oh my. You
Now-
did it. You had to do it.
This.
Are you talking about doing it standing up?
Well, there you go. The squatty potty, making millions of
Yeah, that's
dollars as
true.
we speak.
Yeah.
And we talked about it here first. Now,
We sure did.
Now, we're talking about pooping, but my information is from Dr. Oz.
Okay.
So, have you ever had a ghost poop?
A ghost poop?
Do you even know what a ghost poop
I
is?
have talked about this before, and I hope it's what I think it is.
You've
is
talked
it?
about a ghost poop?
We've called it that before. It's when you do release something in the toilet, but it kind of goes in the pipe and is gone from you. Like, you don't see it. And that's why it's like you felt how something happened, but you don't see it.
But you don't see it.
Yeah.
So maybe it didn't happen at all.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Is that what it was? Or is
Well,
What
you're
is
close.
that?
You're close.
I don't know what a ghost poop is. What is a ghost poop?
Okay. All right. You're stuck in a meeting. You're driving in the car, nowhere near a bathroom. Your body sends you the message that you got to go, but you can't find a place to make a pit stop. Okay. Now, that makes your guts very, very unhappy because the fecal matter in your stomach lingers too long and loses moisture. It gets hard and it gets pellet-like. And that clogs up the area right above that trap door that opens so your waste can move down your rectum for a fast exit.
Oh, I can't believe that we're having this conversation.
This from Dr. Oz. Then you finally make it to the bathroom. You're trying to go. There's nothing there. Ghost poop.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the ghost poop.
Oh, that's not good for you.
No.
I do not think that's good for you.
Nope, that definitely isn't.
It's not good for you, for your digestion, for the delicate lining of your rectum. And when those hard little pellets finally do come out, they can really rough up that tissue, and it could cause fissures, chronic bowel troubles, and weight gain, as well as hemorrhoids.
Oh my, I'm sure that does. So I think that you should try not to be a ghost pooper.
That's right. Don't ghost poop. You know, you need to be a ghost buster. I mean, a ghost poop buster.
But again, I understand why you need to, quote unquote, respect your urges.
Yes, you do.
You need to also, if you're driving, there's really nothing you can do. I can understand being in a meeting. You can excuse yourself. But driving, you're driving. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Well,
you can't always pull over.
You could learn how to squat. We taught you how to pee standing up. You can learn how to squat.
So basically what you're saying is you're stuck in traffic. You're stuck in a traffic jam. Okay? And, you just pull over, stop your car. There is no place to pull over. So you just stop your car, you get out in the middle of traffic, and you just squat because you have to poop.
Watch the big trucks. The breeze that they cause.
Wow.
Alrighty.
Wow.
Seriously, your body knows what you need to do and when you need to do it.
I agree.
So if you find that you're having to hold it, make sure you drink plenty of fluids all day long to help keep that poop
So
soft
you can
enough.
pass it out.
That's right.
Without ripping
Hydrate.
We say hydrate.
To make a graceful exit when the time comes.
Nothing like a graceful exit, everybody.
That's right. And if you're joining us just now, you will never hear this information anywhere, only on Trend Radio, because your favorite salon is now your favorite radio show.
Because we make you healthier, wealthier, and sexier, no matter who you are, every time you listen.
Tune in to us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we are Trend Radio. Alrighty, boy, have we been talking a lot here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of crap talk.
So let's talk about some technology.
All right.
And you're probably the most technological here, running this tremendous board.
He beats me.
I'd hope to be.
Well, Israel has some new technology that's coming out that I was reading a little something about. And it's really a simple, brilliant idea. And I particularly like the spare seat announcement. So it's so this is about Israeli technology. So the Tel Aviv, Israel, the Israelis are developing a new airport security device that eliminates the privacy concerns that comes with those full body scanners.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that it's really, really good.
That's so important.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like these scanners, and I don't really know, does it show bones? Does it show boobs?
Regardless of what it shows, it's really an invasion of your privacy.
Yeah.
So regardless of what it actually shows, I think that it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Especially for shy people.
Yeah.
Especially,
Well, I had to do that, in my recent trip, out of the States. And And let me tell you, those airport security people really have no sense of humor. You stand in front of this scanner, and you need to put your arms over your head and cross your hands. Well, what I did is I started flexing. They did not. There you go. See, that's funny.
It is.
I didn't laugh.
Well, because you have to understand, and I hate to say it, I mean, when I see what you're doing right now, I mean, to me, that's funny. But you must understand that in an airport, security is not to be taken funny at all. It's a very, very serious thing.
Well, the girl was really cute. I just wanted her to smile.
You might not have been the first guy to do that either.
I'm sure you
if you're
probably
crossing
were.
your eyes like this,
And
I'm
how
pretty
many
sure some other
girls-
guys.
I mean, do you realize, regardless of how cute she may have been, do you think that, I mean, there are just plenty of girls that, you know,
That I don't have to flex for?
well, there are some girls that just don't want to. Think about that.
I
Maybe
never
she's
do. Never.
maybe she's a lesbian.
Never.
Maybe she, you know, wants somebody else.
Well, let's get back to Israel over here. Enough about me.
Oh, is it ever enough about you?
Okay, so the instead of these full body scanners, what they've done is they developed an armored booth that you step into, and it will not X-ray you. It will not X-ray you, but it will detonate any explosive device that you may have on your person.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now that is amazing. The only thing I've been concerned about is I hope it doesn't detonate on you. I mean,
Or
I
like,
guess.
yeah, if you have something
but if you are
mistakable.
somebody that's going to blow up everybody else, then hey, why not be blown up and it doesn't affect anybody else?
That's right. The
so
booth
it can
is
be
armored. It's contained.
in the booth, and they can blow up, and that'd be great.
That's right. Now, Israel sees this as a win-win situation for everybody,
I do too.
with none of the crap about racial profiling. And it'll also eliminate the costs of long, expensive trials.
Wow,
So
that's fantastic.
you're in the airport terminal. You hear a muffled explosion. Shortly thereafter, an announcement. Attention to all standby passengers. El Al is pleased to announce a seat is available on Flight 670 to London.
Oh,
Shalom.
That's fantastic.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thevoice.com. Click on demand and scroll down directly to us. Trend Radio.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent,
And I'm Elise.
and we'll talk to you more next week.
Bye for now.